Hello, my name is Anna. So for this week, the first question asked was, are these videos similar to what I imagine a counseling session to be? And I would say that they're pretty similar to what I imagined because in my undergrad, I was required to make a few mock counseling videos that were very similar to this, just practicing the basic counseling skills. And I have also been to counseling myself, and so for me, counseling is more of an educational experience, and like the counselor was teaching me techniques and giving me tools to use in my own life, and not necessarily just practicing basic skills, of course, because he has been a counselor for a while, but just giving me ways to improve my life. For the next question about the skills that stood out to me in Chapter 8, closed-ended questions was actually listed under skills in a chart, and that was really interesting to me because in my undergrad it was really nailed in that a closed-ended question should not be used in counseling, and I think that was just for us at the basic level, but I can see how you would need to, as long as it's not going to just stop and kill the conversation that is going on, but is used for a vital piece of information. Attentive silence is really important, and I saw that used in a lot of counseling videos where they would stop and just let the client reflect for a minute, and they could have jumped in, but they didn't. They let the client, and the client actually ended up sharing more information. Empathy is also a skill listed in the text, and I could see that as probably the top thing listed for a counselor to be able to present and use as a skill, because you must understand what the clients are going through and try to put yourself in their place. Encouraging over praising was one of the suggested things to start now before we practice those skills in a counseling setting, and I found that really interesting because I'm currently a pre-K teacher, and in pre-K training for the state of Georgia, they tell you don't say good job to children, to give them more of a meaningful and genuine response in praise. I'm sorry, not a praise, but an encouragement. And that's exactly what the text said. It said to encourage over praising because it has more meaning and shows them what it was that was so good, not just great job and end it there. So moving on to what similarities and differences I noticed between the three counseling videos. They all use reflective listening and gave back just kind of summary short of what the client was saying so that they felt understood and heard. They all also allowed the client to talk majority of the time. If you notice, the counselor wasn't the one giving them all this advice and speaking, but they were just listening basically. In the brainstorming and homestick video, they each used silence a lot. And then the dancing or helping, he used a really interesting skill that I liked. He pointed out the client's nonverbals to her to make her aware of what she was doing. And that can kind of help them know what they're feeling almost if they're having a difficult time displaying that, which she said that. And for my question about counseling skills, I understand the textbook difference of reflection of feeling and reflection of meaning, but actually practicing those in my undergrad was very difficult. So just any advice, I guess, on how to differentiate those and better understand them.